Welcome back to Fast, where we're having a conversation about the role of culture and making a case for bride price and marriage. Is it barring women from getting into leadership?
All this culture that we have is keeping women down, per se. So how can we navigate these things? You said you have made headway, and people are now realizing that they don't have to be. How did you do that?
Present your best foot forward. People need to identify you by who you are, not by who your husband or your spouse is, So I think the problem that most women face, especially even us women contesting, is when we go to contest, we parade our entire family and our spouses. People have gone ahead to tell us, you guys need to hire some would-be husband so that you parade around with them. It is that serious. But I think it needs to start with us, the candidates. That is what I keep telling the women that I train in leadership.
Can I ask something there? What if I am a married woman and I have pride in actually being in the marriage institution?
Some people, that is their only qualification. They say I'm married, and because I am married, I know all the women's problems in here. I can relate.
But isn't that a valid argument? If you are going to represent people who are having marital problems,
absolutely,
how are you going to manage?
Do lawyers go through all the problems we take to them, David?
They study them.
Thank you. So there are many ways of gaining experiences and knowledge for people. You may be unmarried, but you may know the issues of marital people because they talk to you about them. Are all priests married? Do they even get married? But don't we go to them confessing and seeking counseling from them? There are so many ways of knowing something without basically being in it.
Often at time we have conversations with people, with women, and they say, you know what, I wanted to stand and my husband said this and that and the other. Yeah. Or they said it wasn't the right time and all these things. And yet, we are in a world that's saying, look, if you have a dream, go for it. Don't let anything hold you back. So the family is good, but
where's the balance?
So where is this balance? Where are we finding it?
Actually, I'm so happy that you have even raised that question, because I have so many women every day that approach me and say, Flavia, you're encouraging women to join leadership, especially politics, but I tried and my husband said this. They had gone through the nominations and all, and in between the campaigns, the elections, the husband saw that the political environment wasn't favorable for them because of how women are portrayed in politics. I mean, you see how the nature of arrests given to women.
Isn't that a valid
concern? They arrest you, and the first thing they do as a woman, you undress.
Yeah, but isn't that a valid concern? So the next time, at the point of
your husband will be like, I am not letting you in there. It is valid.
Yeah. Actually, every time a woman chooses to stand for political office, she's sexualized. And that is a point of concern, that they will not look at you for what your ideas are, but they will sexualize you. She's beautiful. She's actually, for the youth election, you must be beautiful. If you're not beautiful on that poster, you're not going to go through. And the young people have told me this. They do not resonate with our beauty.
We make the assumption that is a cultural barrier for a lot of us. And yet, I mean, to be on television, you have to look a certain way. You'll find elections.
So David looks like you.
I know. Television.
Everywhere in the world, you'll find that, to be a politician, you have to wear certain colors, you have to resonate with certain things. And therefore, that is not necessarily a cultural thing that's unique to us.
It's a professional
just a human thing.
So the war on cultural practice, gender equality, women getting into leadership, is a conversation we can't have with just women.
No.
We need to bring the men into the conversation as well.
Women, first of all, we are the custodians of culture. We are the ones who pass on these cultural norms and customs of the girl is supposed to sit like this, the man can sit as David wants, but me, I cannot come on TV and put my legs apart and and be like, oh, yeah, cool it out. And yet the man will just come and sit.
And yet it's not men who are passing on that information.
It's the women who are passing out that information. That means we are the custodians of the cultural practices. So if I educate you and say the role that you're trying to pass on to your girl child, can it be the same role you pass on to your boy child, so that they learn, they grow up in an environment where they are seeing a boy
Free forces
cooking, a boy washing utensils, a boy helping out to the children at home, so that even the girl can grow up with that. Then it becomes easier as they progress in life. Bride price, ideally, was supposed to be a gift appreciating the parent of the proper upbringing of their daughter.
So where did we go wrong?
But now the challenge is people started looking at it as, I have bought you with my cows, so now that I have bought you, you have to do everything I want, which has also led to so many women breaking homes, because the moment you divorce or you get separated, the man is demanding back all his
repayment.
Things. You know, you have to pay me back all the things I gave. You know, so you see, it's a cycle.
But women also have a bigger problem, Flavia, which I thought if we go without saying, it would be unfair to them. If a woman is married, let's say in Soroti, she cannot stand in Soroti. She has to go and stand where she was born, in Buganda, because that is where they know her.
That's the demand.
They will tell you here you are just an import. We don't know you. So you are at a crossroads. So you're married to this man. You can't stand in his constituency. You have to go back to your old place, and they're saying you got married to the other people. Go to those people.
So is bride price really appreciation or a transaction? We'll continue this conversation on bride price after we look into a choreographer and educator who uses hip-hop to change the narrative in empowering women. Juchiru Kifuko is in our hot seat tonight.
Hi, my name is Kifkoki Maureen Juchiru, and I am an empowering leader. I'm a dancer, and that is something I enjoyed when I was young. And as time went on, you know, having family there supporting you and getting every opportunity that they can get for you, my brother was like, okay, so I know you love dance, you know, and there's this organization that, you know, that teaches dance. And when I had break dance, I was like, okay, cool. You know, these are things you see on TV, you see people somersaulting, doing windmills. At that time, I didn't even have an idea what a windmill was. My leadership style is more about involving people, you know, to share their thoughts about, let's say if it's a project, you know, I want them to share their thoughts about it so that it feels more owned, you know, and there they can actually, it motivates them to participate more, to give it their whole, because they feel part of it, they own it. So having that sense of ownership also empowers more people to be part of it. There are two different styles of dance. And because they know, when they see women, they're like, oh, women are supposed to be backup dancers. Come on. You know, they think, oh, some women are just supposed to be belly dancers. When you say, they look for all the feminine type of dance that women are supposed to do, and they're like, I think that's what you do, but you don't even know what I do. So you have to always break it down for them. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what you have. And it's always that, you know, not that they mean to, but they don't, because they don't know, I would say. My advice to women out there is involve people in everything you're doing. The power of connection, the power of networking can do magic in your life. You know, you'll be shocked that some of these things you don't even need to pay for them. Just involve people. And we also have, we've involved men too, that, you know, we have very many men that actually support women. Involve them, share ideas with them. You know.
Now that was Juchiru Kifuko from She Is Hip Hop. And of course, if you want to be a part of the conversation, please get in touch with us on Twitter, Facebook. The hashtag is FastFast. The handles are @FastFast. And of course, if you've missed anything and want to catch up, just go over to our YouTube. The episodes are up there at FastFast. Exactly.
I want to find out from you really quickly, what did you think of what Juchiru shared as an empowering leader? Did you pick anything from what she said? I like that.
I think for me she's good. First of all, she's doing something that relates very easily with the youth, because young people lately like dancing, but who doesn't like dancing? Yeah. So if you can find a way, and I appreciate that she has found a way of packaging her empowerment message through dance. something that is easily relatable to young people.
So that's what Drishir is doing. But let's get back to what you are doing to sort of, widen the square or just step out of it entirely, and just try and advance.
I have stepped out of all the squares by being bold enough to contest as a member of parliament in Kassanda district, a space, political space that so many women fear because of so many challenges they are in, including some we've been discussing. And more so, I think breaking the ceiling by taking leadership under the women, under the people power movement currently, as we see it and as we know it.
And how does that open up spaces for other women?
It does, because a person like me who works a lot with women in the rural areas, then it gives me the space to share my experiences and motivate women in the local areas and even in the urban areas. A young person like me, when they look at me, they feel motivated to join leadership.
Well, for me, my job speaks for itself. It's not one that an ordinary woman would sit at. It is a highly political job.
Yeah.
You have to speak out on all political parties, and you have to be solid as an objective. You will be judged.
And do you think your job it would have been much easier if it was done by a man?
I think that my job was done by a man before I came on board. He resigned about 2 weeks ago. He did tell me, I find it very intriguing that you've done a man's job and have done it completely in a different way.
Well, that about wraps up this episode. And next week, we'll handle one of the things that Charity has touched on today, how she gets back home at 2 a.m. and all the responsibility that comes with being a working, but also a family woman. And the kind of work overload that can erupt in that space. But for now, please keep your conversations coming through, your thoughts coming through on our social media at Facebook and at Twitter. That's at Fasi. I am Daudi.
And I'm Becky.
Bye-bye.